just want to thank you all for taking the time to come tonight. As you may, well, as you are aware now, that Linda and I have put an EOI into the council for the use of this facility and the land out there. And what we're going to run through tonight is to tell you what our plans were and what we said to council and what council chose us. This is one of the first in a number of meetings like this that we'll have to try and engage with the community, because without the community involvement, we won't be able to get happening what we'd like to see happen in this premise.
Chris and I have been here for 8 years now in Meredith, and over those 8 years, when we first moved to Meredith, we didn't get involved in the community much, more because we were just so busy working full time. It's probably in the last 2 years where we've sort of said, okay, well, you know, we're getting older, we've got more time, and we really do want to get back to the community. So that's essentially what we've been doing. So as part of, I guess, being ingrained now with the community and being here for 8 years, there's, you know, things that you sort of notice as you sort of sit back and watch what sort of the world go by. And I guess some of the key observations that we've sort of made along the way is that even just sitting in this room here, we've got quite a lot of different various community groups. You know, so we've got Advanced Meredith, we've got Lions Club, we've got, you know, the school, primary school, we've got the coordinators, we've got the history group, and then we've got a whole lot of other sort of interest groups that we've got around the place at the moment. And so with all of that in mind, you get to see my animation really kick here, play here. You know, I think that the people of Meredith have a lot of heart, you know, and I think that with all of the groups, everybody has the best interest in Meredith at heart as well. And so, you know, there's a lot of things we want to sort of see happen. We want to make sure that our infrastructure is right. We want to make sure that it's that, you know, we're sustainable. We want to make sure we're a viable community. You know, we care about the sports, we care about the youth. We care about a lot of things about lifestyle, education, and just even access to services itself within this community. So again, with all of the, I guess, energetic people that we have, we tend to have a lot of projects on the go as well. So, you know, we've got the continued upkeep and extension of Pioneer Park. You know, we're looking to sort of continue to beautify our parks, creeks, and paths and sort of connect everything. We have a focus on sort of youth groups. We have a focus on sports clubs, and then also the special interest groups and stuff like that too. So what does that all sort of mean? Just trying to amuse you at the same time. So I guess the question really I want to pose to the group is there a way that we can actually coordinate all of these efforts? Because I guess, you know, many hands make life work really. And instead of, you know, and maybe we can actually look to see a lot of these projects finish and get started and stuff like that too by sharing the resources. It's currently, as you know it, called the Meredith Interpretive Centre. So based on what we're proposing in terms of what we want to sort of have here, we are proposing a name change to this space, and we want to call it the Meredith Sharing Shed. And it is, you know, we do have a vision for what this is going to look like as well. So longer term, we do want to make sure that this is a self-sustaining community hub. So longer term, that's what we want to make this. So how do we want to make this happen? Well, our mission, which is essentially, we want to provide, I guess, a suite of shared services from this space that the community can actually leverage. But in order to increase, you know, we want to make sure that these services are going to increase the viability of this community. So that's essentially what we want to happen. In terms of how we want to do it, that's another story. Now, with any name change, of course, there's sort of the fun behind branding. So we have had some thinking about how this might look like in terms of a brand. So we've had some help, and that's sort of what we're kind of coming up with at this stage. It needs to capture passing traffic attention. So it needs to be able to stand out for people passing very quickly and grab their attention. Now, what we have on signage may be very different to what we have on paper, because again, letterhead, again, might look something more like that, whereas that might be more appropriate for signage, but maybe on white background. So, for example, the Meredith Sharing Shed, a community with heart, or the Meredith Sharing Shed, history with heart.
So basically, we've got a 3-year, going along before I said earlier about a 3-year contract. We have a 3-year roadmap. So in year 1, what we're looking to do is we need to apply for funding. We're going to implement some online business training modules so people can access online business training. They don't have to come in here to do it, but we also want to put an internet access in here. And people can come in here and use the internet access to the online training as well. So you can come in here and use it as a meeting space, a training space, etc. We're going to do business mentoring and coaching. So we're working hand in hand with Runway Geelong and Runway Ballarat, which is part of Linda's, one of Linda's many other hats. And we can access their online training module, but also have access to all their business mentors and coaches as well. So all the local community, anyone out there, what we're aiming at doing is, because we're in an area where there's not a lot of industry around to employ people, everyone's either a farmer or the farmer's wife or husband has a side business going, and they've got little cottage industries trying to get stuff up and running so they can augment their income. So what we're trying to do is help those people grow those businesses or start businesses that they're thinking of, and provide them with the access to the learning and the mentors and the tools to actually get those businesses up and running. So that's the hub we're trying to create here.
At a price?
At a price,
We'll explain more.
we'll explain the pricing model shortly, yeah.
Yeah.
We're also before we did all this, we also spoke to the school, because some of you are aware we're also running, we have a charity as well, that we run equine assisted learning through. And out of the equine assisted learning, the youth leadership program that we've been running in association with the council and a couple of local schools, the youth have come up with some community ideas that we're trying to get going. But the school has actually asked us to work with them to create a youth entrepreneurship program for the Meredith Primary School for that age group of students. So we're going to get that up and running as well. So we're going to create a youth entrepreneurship program here as well, and work very closely with Stephen Trotter and the school over there. Some of the things that we're trying to do, we need permits, so we're going to have to put permit applications in. The council are aware of that, and they've been very supportive of permits that we've done in the past, the things we've tried to do, so hopefully they'll continue to do that. We want to run some trial markets here for people that have products that are sitting out on the properties, but they don't actually have a store or a shop front to sell it. They're trying to do it on the internet. So what we'd like to do, and this is where we need some community agreement, is those information stands out there, if we can turn them sideways and move them out to the front, take those picnic tables and move them out to here, then we can have stalls out there that people can actually sell stuff.
Yes.
Yep. So we get all the passing traffic, stopping, going past and seeing it, and we try and capture all this traffic that pulls in here all the time to actually just go to the toilet. And we also want to design a community garden to go in that space. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. So in year 2, we'll establish the community garden. Now the community garden is an idea that came out of the Meredith Primary School and the Equine Youth Leadership Program, and the school and Meredith Lions Club have also both put up their hands to say they would like to have great input into managing, building, designing and running that community garden. So the idea is build a community garden out there. It's going to be like an edible garden, so we can either have stalls out the front to sell product at certain times, or have a stall out the front where we can just put product there and anybody going past who needs the food can access the food. So those are the sort of things we're trying to do with that. We want to build pop-up shops. What we want to do, is you'll see them shortly, but out here we'd like to build 4 or 5 small portable buildings in a sort of semicircle, a bit like wagons circling the Indians or the corral, that's the word right there, and offer those out to businesses who want to do pop-up shops and sell things. So we'll provide the internet infrastructure, we'll provide the POS systems, we'll provide all the support services that they actually need to run those pop-up shops, so they don't have to purchase and buy all that themselves. Luckily enough, Linda and I, because we've run shops before, we still have POS systems and things sitting at home that we can utilise to start with. So we can get all that up and running very quickly. And by creating that, we want to create Meredith as a stopping point, like it used to be in the Cotton Go days, where people will actually stop and shop, and if we can, then drive some of that business back to Staunton Street with the cafes and the other shops that may be reopened in that precinct, so we get people moving around here again and get the hub of Meredith a little, living again and actually operating. And year 3, build a few more pop-up shops based on the success of the others. And then what we'd like to do is, if we are successful and the community really helps us do it, we can then take this concept to other community groups around the area and they can replicate it in their own communities. So we can create the model and then take it to other communities, and not only this shire but somewhere else that wants to create the same sort of infrastructure for a community similar to ourselves. So here's the plan. This is what we have today. We're building a large grass area out there and another large grass area out here. We can't use this area because it's got septic tank outflow, etc. But this is the area that we can use, and it's all part of our lease. Linda's got a bit grandiose with the gardens and so don't get too scared, guys, in primary school. You don't have to build one.
And it's even dropped a pin on Google Maps.
So if we start from here and work out, so this is the infrastructure that we have here today. So this is where we'll create and supply all the infrastructure that businesses need to get going. The mentoring, the coaching, the technology that's required to people to start businesses, or if they come to us with an idea, we can help them develop the idea into a business and take them on the whole journey. If they've already got a business that's up and running, they just want to expand it and grow their market, we can help them do that as well. We'll provide the technology and the pop-up shops and the access to market that they currently don't have.
So basically phase 1 is trying to do as much as we can without a lot of money, because it's going to take us a bit of time to get some funding. The other thing too about the business model, so our whole thing here is about sort of paying it forward. So I guess from Chris and my perspective, we're happy to provide a lot of the coaching and mentoring for free, but at the end of the day, what we want to do is get them to a point where they can actually have a market stall or have a pop-up shop, in which then they would actually have to pay a fee to actually use that space. Yeah. So then, for them, so again, it's okay, well, how do we actually get community to actually pay it forward with the skills they have to someone else, sort of thing. So that's sort of the model we want to try and
develop.
Because
there's a lot of very skilled business people out there in the community now working who we don't actually access and tap into. So if we can get them starting to come to us and offer their services as coaches and mentors as well, that's going to help grow the community as well. So then we've got the pop-up shop, the semicircle, and given that there's equine bent, these will probably look like wagons or gypsy coaches or something like that if we can get them that way. So that's sort of stage 2 and 3 where we get those out there. So we'll have little market stalls in here, we maybe expand this area out a little bit, and then we'll have the pop-up shops. So there'll be a little hive of activity, and we, people coming through here, so we can have displays hanging on the walls of people's products. For example, there's a nice piece of artwork that I better leave alone, but there's the bag hanging there. That's been given to us today from a startup out of Runway Geelong, and what she does is takes waste material and old clothes and turns them into bags. So that one there is actually made out of silk. It's a silk kimono bag. So she's bought a whole lot of silk kimonos and she makes bags out of them, and she runs around markets selling all those sorts of things. She has little fold-up bags that you can take shopping and all that sort of stuff. So that's the sort of thing that we want to have hanging around here. The products that people locally are making and they want to sell, and so we can advertise what they have. And so people can come in here, see what products are available, because there's a lot of stuff being made out there that we just don't know is being made out there. So
one thing that Chris and I are not good at, and everybody's told us this, is we just don't self-promote ourselves. That's something we're not good at. But we do recognise that given that this is a community thing, we need, and people are going to be curious about, well, why do you want to do this and what makes you think that we can do this? We thought, okay, well, we probably need to get better about sharing our background and what we've done. So instead of us talking about ourselves, we're going to talk about each other to make it easier for us. So a little bit about Chris. Chris actually has a very diverse, I guess, working career. So he grew up in New Zealand. He's worked on farms. He's worked in the freezing works. He's worked in the shipping industry. And at some point in his career, he basically went, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to take a business management diploma, and somehow stars aligned, being there, right place, right time. He got into sort of the e-commerce when it sort of was starting to boom, and he joined a company called Nigtht, which is sort of one of the first internet organizations, and basically headed up the whole strategy for e-commerce there. He was part of writing a book around e-commerce as well, and that basically led him into sort of a lifelong sort of consulting career where he worked at KPMG, headed up the e-commerce department there, and he had the opportunity to work with a lot of different tech partners like Cisco and some other ones that I can't think of. But he had the opportunity to then do a lot of traveling with some key clients like Telstra and Australia Post, where he basically took these clients to sort of show them what the other parts of the world were doing with sort of technology and innovation. So that's sort of, I guess, broadly speaking. And then over the years, he sort of had enough of the corporate world. So he said, I'm going to set up my own business. So he set up his own consulting company back in 2001, which is still operating, and basically did more IT consulting, business consulting work for clients. And then decided that he wanted to, I guess, use his entrepreneurial flair for stuff and set up some really business-specific businesses where he did fencing for a number of years. So as a result of building up the property in Claremore, a lot of people saw what he built in terms of shelters and fencing, and they asked for advice, and so he said, I'm just going to set up a business. So he did that for a few years. And then we went into horse rug making, so we basically set up a horse rug manufacturing business. Did that for 10 years. Set up shop, which was a fairly big shop where we manufactured, and we had the retail shop. We had a coffee cafe in there as well. But we also promoted it as a community hub where we did information and education sessions, everything to do with equines. So that was that life, and then basically a few years ago we sort of, again, as we get older, we sort of go, okay, well, what do we want to do in our next sort of life stage? And as part of my passion, I always wanted to set up a charity, so he helped me set up a charity, and he now helps with the facilitation of our equine assisted learning. Oh, that was very good. So that's Chris in a nutshell.
Technical skills, and you've set up and run businesses, as well as the bigger picture.
Yes. Yeah. So Linda, for those of you who might not be surprised, she has a honours degree in mathematics from the University of Waterloo in Canada.
Yeah, I don't use those skills. Political side.
So Linda's had a similar career to mine in some respects, not through commerce, but through consulting in various degrees with large firms like KPMG, Deloitte, Gartner. She's done a lot of work and worked internationally with a lot of large clients like the National Australia Bank and a lot of other people who've taken it around the world to do data warehousing projects and things like that. So she's done a lot of work in that space. But one thing that, since I've met Linda 20 odd years ago, it's always been a common theme with her. She has three things that she likes that are her driving force: people, learning, and horses. I feel in there somewhere in between those.
People.
Yeah, sometimes I wear a set, but we won't go there. But so over the years, she's concentrated either on people, on learning, or on horses at different times that we've been together. But right now, she's in a position where we're actually creating an environment where she can work on all three, so all three stars are becoming aligned. And that's what the charity Hands of Change has allowed us to do, is to actually combine those three passions of hers together. Having said that, the charity's running and we're doing equine assisted learning programs for the schools, and we've got funding from council and the Geelong Community Foundation to run those. So we're running those for the last 6 months, and we've got another 6 months of funding to go for that. And while Linda's doing that, she's also the Chief Entrepreneur at Runway Geelong Ballarat. So she actually runs all of their entrepreneurship programs, their boot camps, their consulting work. And as an on-flow to that, she's done some work with, what's the university in Ballarat? Federation University, where they've created a blended MBA, and Linda actually teaches at the blended MBA, so she's a lecturer at Federation University as well, and some facilitator with the lecturers. She's also on the board of Hesse Rural Health, so she's on the board of that. She's also a community coordinator here in Meredith. She's also on the Golden Plains Committee for 2040, the Look into the Future of Golden Plains. She's on that committee as well. She still runs and works with me in Core Enterprises, which is the business consulting side of things as well as doing a lot of the work around the equine assisted learning. She's the first person in Australia, and currently still I think the only person in Australia that has the UK accreditation for certificate for equine assisted facilitation. And we both went back to the UK last year to update our training on that, and Linda will be back there this year because she's also doing a PhD as well around equine assisted learning and the different modes of equine assisted learning.
So just call me that. She's treasurer of mine.
And she's treasurer of mine. So you know what they say, if you want something done, give it to a busy person, and it gets done. Linda's that busy person, but sometimes the overflow falls into this way as well.
He takes a lot of you.
So, and the PhD also has an interesting side piece to it as well, because we're looking at, or she's looking at, using virtual reality to augment equine assisted learning. So the people who can't come to a property to experience equine assisted learning, we're looking at how we can use virtual reality to take it to them. Yep. Finding the time to do this, it's a passion. So without the passion, we wouldn't find the time, or the space, or the energy to fit this in as well. But as you can understand, we do need the community coordinators, the historic group, Lions. We need you all to get on board to help us deliver this, because it's not a money-making venture for us. This is a social enterprise for us. So we want to set it up so it becomes self-funding, so it can provide jobs for other people in the community as well, so they can all go along for the journey, so it's become an ongoing centre of employment and centre of job creation and centre of industry creation for the Meredith community. And that's Lynn's group.
So Ross, it's not about yourselves making money, it has to make money in order to be self-funding.
Yes. Does anyone have something in here that they disagree with, that they don't think the town needs, or they have questions about?
Could I start? I think it's hugely positive, especially there are a lot of online businesses like through Facebook and that, and a lot of time when I go to think, oh, will I buy that? If you can't see or feel it or whatever, sometimes actually having the pop-up shops are just so valuable. Like there will be, you know, marketing it out there that local businesses can come on board and just try a pop-up shop for even a couple of months. I think it will start to take off, because I'm still, even though a lot of people my age and younger like to buy online, I still like to go out and see a product. So, I'm not a big online shopper, but that's just me. I'm all for it. I think it's a great thing, and even the community garden, linking that in with the school. You know, some days that students could come across and work in a section of the garden, or take ownership of a little, pocket, and not sure about in terms of, but when I was a Green Corps team leader. I did a community garden at Point Lonsdale that incorporated the dentist and doctor's facility there, and we spent 6 months, you know, putting paths in and espaliering fruit trees and putting fences up and seed construction and all that, which was great because then anyone from the community could come in and do a little bit of work. And it really did connect the community in with a hub as such, an area that people could feel a bit of ownership, but also sold out, and then connecting, you know, obviously the school children with some of the other people in the community, and it might really help to, we do obviously the senior sits, you know, the 15 bookings a year with the lunches, but connecting in the children a lot more too with the community, I think, definitely positive.
Yeah. Well, we
So
might be on
that's
the
it.
community garden.
The entrepreneurial education side of it, which I think is part of what we talked about, is important.
Yeah.
Because you look at just as one example, the Mike Dunn's farmhouse
Yes.
meat thing up here, which seems to be going okay, and the Sage Artisan place further down there, which lasted 8 months and bust, or did whatever, they shut down anyway.
Yes.
It's hard to start a business and know that you're doing it as well as possible. They don't always work anyway, but if you have the wrong model about how to do your business, or whether there's a product that can be sold.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah.
That's one of the things that we've both been through. We've both been through programs that teach you about that, but also when you get to a point where you find your product isn't working or isn't selling, how do you pivot to something else that does what, you know, the core of what you've got, to create something else that then suddenly takes off, you know. It's the idea of pivoting, because a lot of people come into a business and they think this is going to sell.
That's their passion.
That's their passion, but people don't actually want that.
Customers want.
They actually want a variation of it, so you
You
teach
have to
people
be
how to
able to
pivot.
divert if something doesn't work. You try something different.
And to be sustainable as a concept here, a good proportion of the businesses have to actually end up working,
Yes.
or the town doesn't grow, doesn't have the things that go with it and whatever. So
That's
the
exactly
education side I think is crucial.
Also businesses not having to commit to, like people say, oh, why don't Meredith Dairy, you know, have this whole space? And it's like, well, they could have a pop-up where there's not a commitment for
Absolutely.
the
The cash
years.
outside, for
And
instance,
see how it goes for a couple of months, and
Yeah.
someone might say, look, it's not for us, or someone might say it's doing really well, let's continue. And
hence the shared service model. If everybody can leverage like a single platform where they can share marketing, let's say, or share social media, or share the point of sale, you know, because all of those things cost money. But if we had a place where we can actually offer those, and then, you know, then it just makes it easier. So we need to make it easy for businesses to do business, essentially, and focus on what it is that they need to focus on, which is their product and service. Yeah.
Well, I think Meredith's incredibly lucky that the two of you are living here and prepared to do this here, because you've obviously got amazing skills and background, and that you're prepared to put into little Meredith. I mean, I think, you know, we can all have ideas and passion and things that we want to do, but unless you've got the background like you've got, it's just
And as Cheryl pointed out, there's when you see on Facebook, we have so many small home businesses in this area that do catering, that do candles, that do all sorts of stuff, but they haven't got anywhere to display their things.
Which is why we want
Showcase it,
all these walls here should be
Yeah,
covered with
yeah,
all those
yeah.
businesses. So
Yeah.
people going past can come and say, I didn't know they did that there, and they bring them up and they buy something.
That concluded what we wanted to sort of cover off tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was more just to get the ball rolling, and then, you know, we're always available to have a chat. So if you have questions or you want to sort of find out
we're going
more.
to